What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Blood on the Razor Wire TV, where we bring it to you real and we bring it to you raw. Today, I just want to start out by saying thank you to everybody, right? We did that live the other night, got the plaque, 100,000 subscribers, but none of this stuff would have been possible without all of you. So definitely want to give everybody a shout out, everyone that's been a part of the channel. Shy Till I Die, Marlene, Brad, just everybody, man. Scott Burke, Charlie Parker, just everybody that's been a part of this channel, pushing the agenda, sharing the videos. Thank you to you. You know, the other part of this is that we started out as, in my mind, that, maybe we can help some kids, right? Save them from life imprisonment, premature death in the streets. And sometimes people hit us up and like, man, stuff ain't gonna save nobody. Well, you know what? You don't see the emails when young dudes write me. Even had a couple chicks write me. Like, you really inspired me, man. You made me change my life. You know what? You made me think about some things today. And I get other people that write me and say, look, man, I'm caught up in the game. I'm struggling. But damn, Chad, I don't want to go to no place like Big Sandy for real. So what that means is they started thinking, right? And the channel's evolved. It hasn't just been about saving kids from life imprisonment, premature death in the streets, giving your life up to the hood or not realizing what you're really worth. It's also helped people like brothers and sisters that have come home from prison, that are struggling. Some days they're like, man, you know what, man, I remember what my life used to be like. And now I'm working this old BS job and making $500-600 a week, man. All I can do is pay the bills. You know what, man, I'm ready to go back. Man, I'm about to get some money. And then they think, man, I remember what my life was like too when I was in prison, because they watched a Blood on the Razor Wire interview that they can relate to. Or they heard a story that they can relate to. And sometimes it's the stories that take you back. Sometimes it's the stories that hit you in the chest. Damn, that hurt a little. Just joking. Sometimes it's the stories that hit you in the chest to make you say, you know what, man? I love my mother. You know what? I love my son. I love my daughter. This is where I really want to be. Yeah, things ain't always easy. Sometimes all you can do is pay your bills and make sure you got some food. But I tell you what, it's better than working in the chow hall, right? It's better than working in the chow hall for 10 years talking about you're a grade 1. Yeah, man, I'm a grade 1. I'm making 47 cents an hour, getting 40 hours a week. And I'm stealing peppers and onions out of the kitchen. Man, you don't want to live that life. But anyway, let's get into the story today. You see the thumbnail. We had talked to Joe the other day on an interview. And I had mentioned, someone, Delmar. Delmar's on that. He's on that thumbnail, right? He was kind of like, when I first met Delmar, I was like, this dude was kind of a goofy dude, right? He's running around, getting high, doing what he wanted to do. And sometimes there's plenty of dudes in prison where their life is all about getting high. They want to steal this and steal that. Usually in the USP, they're not sneak thieving. Let's call it that. Because don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. There are dudes in there that will do an armed robbery. They will run up on you with a knife. They will take whatever you got. They'll take your pictures. They'll take your commissary. Pictures? Yeah, they'll take your pictures. If your girl sent you some loosely clad photos like, hey, baby, I love you, they might even take them. And a lot of people have these yard pictures. They're worth money, anything of value. There are dudes that will run up on you. But most of the time in the penitentiary, United States Penitentiary, maximum security federal prison, they will not sneak thieve you. Why will they not sneak thieve you? Because they know what the repercussions are. People are dying in these places. People will take your ass out. You will leave your blood on the razor wire right here. And it won't just be on TV. Well, it might be on the news. But anyway, it's real, right? That's what federal prison is. It's real. So you got these dudes that run around. They're getting high. They're stealing out of the kitchen. They're stealing pipes out of the ceiling. They start violating prison code. Yeah, they violate prison code. They steal shit. Then they go sell weapons to other races. What? Yeah, we're going to get into that today. That's part of what we're going to talk about. It ain't no secret, right? It's real and it's raw. No reason to hold punches. When you walk into that maximum security prison, it's racially segregated, right? Remember being there my first day. All them white dudes approached me. Hey, what's up? What car are you in? I remember walking into the chow hall. If you've been to prison, you've been to federal prison, you've been to a maximum security prison, you've been to a USP, a United States Penitentiary, you know what it's like when you walk in that chow hall for the first time, right? So you just feel it, man. And you look around and you see it, racially segregated. White dudes are sitting here. Black dudes are sitting there. Hispanics are sitting over here. The Asians got a little table over here. Really, the Christians don't really got a table in the penitentiary, not in the places I've been. They kind of sit with wherever they're from, right? Maybe once in a while you might end up in Allenwood or something, and maybe they got a Christian table over there. But they really didn't have one, I don't think, in Big Sandy. When you get to an FCI, they got that stuff. But anyway, everything's racially segregated. They lay it down as soon as you get there. This is what it is. See this TV right here? This is a white TV. You're like, damn, they got black and whites up in here? Black and white TV? I thought they had color TVs. No, man, this ain't no black and white. Man, it's a color TV, but it's the white TV. You dumb mother. Just messing with you. But anyway, they got a black TV. They got a Hispanic TV. People lay it down. And then they start telling you all the rules, man. What are the rules, right? How do the rules work? You can't do this. You can't do that. You got 30 days to do this. You got to get your paperwork. We're going to give you a knife. We're going to make sure you're suited and booted. But you got to get that paperwork first. Okay. You get that paperwork. They give you a knife. This is your life. This is where you're living. Look around. This is your life for the next 10 years. This is your life for the next 20 years. This is your life for the rest of your life. This white TV right here, this is the TV you're going to be watching. About 15 years, you might be the one that gets to change it. Take you 15 years once you got seniority. And you always get them dudes in prison, man. They start, after a while, they think that, they're that dude. Like they're the president. Like, I'm the boss of the TV. The hell you are. But now you get dudes like that now. So anyway, like I said, man, everything's racially segregated. They give you the rules. And one of the things that you hear about is hands-off policy. What's a hands-off policy? Well, in the feds, in a maximum security prison, they have a hands-off policy, which means if you got an issue, a Mexican's got an issue with a black dude, you don't put your hands on him. Black dude's got an issue with a Mexican, you don't put your hands on him. White dude's got an issue with a black dude with a white dude, vice versa. You don't put your hands on nobody. That's the rules. And what we'll do is, if there's an issue, we're going to do what we call politicking, right? We're going to go talk about it. This dude violated my homie. Yo, he was wrong. And this is what's going to have to happen. And people politic, they talk it out. And eventually, they resolve it. Most of the time, it gets resolved how? It gets resolved by people just talking. We don't want no issues, right? We're cool. We don't want no issues. Unless it's a major violation. If there's a major violation, well, then there's no talking. And that's when you see stuff like you've seen on TV or in movies. You see, these crazy ass riots, this group against that group and this racial group against that racial group. But most of the time, man, it works itself out. So anyway, back to Delmar, right? We're going to talk about some of these dudes that just do wild things in prison. Delmar's in prison, stealing stuff, from the police, not from other prisoners, getting high, making moonshine, doing whatever he can so that he can get high. And he starts building up a bill, right? Start building up a bill like, damn, man, I can't really pay it. And sometimes you meet guys like this in prison that are just crazy. Dude's crazy, man, straight up. Definitely a nutcase. Always laughing, like he'd tell you a story and be like, yeah, man, I'm about to smash this dude. And you're like, what? He's like, yeah, bro, I'm about to do this. And he would go do it. He tells you, I'm about to do this. And he goes and does it. So now there was some rumbling at Big Sandy, and I know maybe Hardwood's listening in. I know he's a fan of the show. Definitely appreciate him tuning in. But Hardwood's probably thinking, damn, I remember this. So Delmar, he's stacking up the bills. Can't pay his dope debt. Man, I don't really want to be in Big Sandy. And he starts thinking in his head, this is how it really works, right? You tell prison stories, but this is how it really works. You start thinking in your head like, damn, man, I owe this much money. I can't pay it. What's going to happen? Are the homeboys going to press me? Are the homeboys going to smash me? Are they going to stab me? You know what? I got to find a way out of here. How am I going to get out of here? And like I said, that racial stuff is taught, right? I believe it's a learned behavior. I don't believe you're born and you're like, I hate white dudes, or I hate black dudes, or I hate Mexicans, or I hate Asians, or I hate Jewish people. I don't think you're born that way, man. I think that it's a learned behavior. So that was the atmosphere there and from all sides, man. From blacks, whites, Hispanics, people just perpetuated that, right? So in his mind, he's like, you know what? I'm not going to snake any of the white dudes. I'm not going to snake any of the homies. I'm going to plot on one of these DC dudes, and I'm going to jump on him in the kitchen. Once I jump on him, I know, man, I'm out of here, right? But what he doesn't think about is you're about to leave all the white dudes over here at USP Big Sandy. where, it is a dangerous place. It ain't just something we talk about. It's really like that. It really was like that. Is it still like that? I don't think it's ever been as violent as it was when I was there, when we were there, right? When a bunch of us, you've heard the interviews, when Dog was there, when Joe was there, when Hardwood was there, it was a dangerous place. That's when they had brought everybody over from Beaumont, 2008, 2009. People are talking about Big Sandy on the plane. Where you going? Big Sandy. Glad I ain't going where he's going. Like, damn. Remember when they told me I was going to Big Sandy? First I was designated Otis, but you're going to Big Sandy. You got no. He's like, no, I don't want to go to Big Sandy. I heard all the stories. I'm in MDC, Brooklyn. I don't want to go there. So Delmar decides, you know what? I'm working in the chow hall. I can catch this kid one-on-one and make no mistakes about it. Delmar had some hands with him. Like I said, sometimes you get these goofy dudes, right? You ever see some goofy dudes that can really fight? You're like, wow, they hit hard as a mule. That was Delmar. And he had the balls, man, to do things that I wouldn't do. I'm keeping 100 with you. I definitely, if I was going to pick someone, right, and I wouldn't do this, but, well, I don't know, maybe. Maybe I would have back then. If I was going to pick someone, it wouldn't be a DC dude. Hell no. Sometimes they call it check-in move. What's a check-in move? When, you're in the chow hall and right when you get ready to get your tray, the cops are right there at the end. You just, boom, you hook off on a dude. You steal on him. Pop, pop. You two-piece him, right? You guys are rumbling and stumbling. They take you to the hole. You go to the hole, and now you get a transfer. You go to the next prison. So Delmar, and there's a lot of reasons why people do those things, and we'll talk about them. We're going to turn this into an educational type of video. We're going to teach you some stuff today. So he goes into chow hall, and really, man, I guess you can call it a check-in move, but it was a crazy-ass check-in move. He catches dude alone, DC dude, jumps on him, starts wailing on him. Word on the compound is, hey, white boys just jumped on a DC dude. That was the first thing out the gate. White boys with an S. Because Delmar kind of gave dude the business, right? He whooped on him. And they didn't want to chalk that up. People don't want to chalk that up. Man, white boy done whooped him. Hell no. The white boys jumped him. Not what happened. So now there's rumbling, right? Cops come. Deuces are hit. They take Delmar to the hole. Delmar, you're out of here. Cuff him up. Take him to the hole. But he doesn't think about all the people he left behind. He doesn't think about the fact that, yeah, you owe a dope debt. You want out of here. You jump on a DC dude, and guess what happens? Now they're talking about, man, it's going to be a riot in here. I'm going to keep it real with you, man. White dudes are far outnumbered. Are they all scared? No. Are they nervous? Yeah. Probably every single white dude in there that wasn't mentally nuts was thinking like, damn, man. God, this is bad. And I remember people saying it, man, just like that. This is bad, man. What happened? Lockdown, lockdown. The cops know there's potential for things to go bad. They end up locking us down. Delmar goes to the hole. What happens? There's no riot yet, right? Why? Because they locked us down. And what do? Now the cops want to get involved. The administration, they want to politic. So let's talk about something educational, right? Let me school you a little bit on this. Check-in move. You owe money, you check in by, you hit someone in front of the cops. The cops take you to the hole, and now you get transferred, right? And when you get transferred to the next prison, they ask you for what's called a detention order. I wish I had one to show you. You get a detention order. It tells why you got locked up. Person's locked up for possible violation of 101, attempted murder, or assault with serious injury. So now you got that piece of paper, right? You end up getting a write-up eventually. You get your DHO. You go to your hearing, and maybe they transfer you. So when you get to the next prison, your homeboys want to see that paperwork. So you have to show that. Why'd you go to the hole over there at Big Sandy? You ain't check in. You owe some money. Don't lie to me, honky. You owe money over there. No, man, here's some paperwork right here. All right. Don't be lying now. All right, man. Telling you the truth, man, straight up. Yo, some of the homeboys are here. They know me. So you're good. It's like your license now. You get to the next prison, you can walk the yard. So Delmar's probably thinking, damn, I don't want my homeboys to crush me because eventually the people that I owe money to are going to go to the white dudes, which they probably already were rumbling. I don't remember that far back. They were probably already saying, yo, man, your homie, man, owes us some money. And sometimes you think like, man, all these dudes got this dope. And you're giving your shit to people that you know can't pay. Why do dudes do that in prison? Educational, right? Everybody wants to be hustling in prison, right? Everybody wants to make some money. But you don't want to hold your shit. You don't want to get caught. Everyone's like, man, I ain't trying to get caught with this shit, man. So they start fronting it out to everybody. Boom, boom, boom. And in their mind, they believe, man, these people are going to pay me. Dude ain't even got a stick of deodorant. You think he's going to pay you? Dude selling his trays at dinner. You think he's going to pay you? Most of the time, man, real dudes in, right? They catch a lick and they're serving them. Dude's always paying, calling his mom. He's on the phone calling mom like, Mom, I need you to cash app $250 to this number. You got a pencil? Write this number down, Mom. And Mom's like, damn, honey, it's getting a little bit out of control. Are you okay in there? Mom, man, someone stole my MP3 player. Someone broke in my locker and stole all my commissary and my sneakers, and I don't have anything. Well, okay, honey, we're going to help you out, but this is getting out of control. And that's what happens. It starts to get out of control. And then the family member's like, man, we're done. We're drawing a line. Well, we done sent you $5,500 in 45 days. What are you doing in there? Well, they stole my sneakers. $5,500 for a pair of sneakers. You lying, boy. We done. Your dad gets on the phone. Old country boy. We done with that thing right there, boy. Or you might call home to New York and your father's like, I don't know, New York accent ain't too good. But anyway, people call home. Dad gets on the phone. Let me tell you something, son. We're all done with this. You hear me? It's over. What are you doing in there? And then they stop sending money. And now you owe and you can't pay. And that's the position that Delmar was in. He was probably thinking like, man, if I don't pay, the homeboys are going to crush me. Go to the next jail. They're going to say, hey, man, they're sending paperwork over here. Man, dude ain't pay. He's bad news. And then you're just part of that repetition from prison to prison. So he decides to jump on the DC dude. Gives him some lumps, beats him up a little bit. People are pissed off. They lock us down. Administration gets involved. We don't want no riot. We don't want no black versus white riot. Let's talk. Let's bring all the shot callers down here. They go get the DC shot caller. They talk to the dude that gets jumped on. And eventually, even in Big Sandy, they find out the truth. Old Delmar was, getting high. He was smoking and toking and joking and putting the old Ray Charles into his arm. And they're like, this is where this stemmed from. So how can we fix this? How can we make this better? And let me tell you what the administrations used to do back then. They'd give you a bunch of stamps, man. Look, can we make this go away for $200? They bring the white shot callers down there. They bring the black shot callers down there. Can we make this go away? Can you calm your people down? They might give you $400 of stamps. $500 of stamps. That's $2,500, man. And the white dude was the offender, old Delmar. So they're like, look, man, how much did Delmar owe? Let us pay his bills. The SIS would pay the bills from stamps that they had taken from other prisoners when they do drug busts and shit like that. They're like, how much is it? What does he owe? Who does he owe? And then dudes will be down there they'll be down there lying and shit. Well, you know what, man? He owes so-and-so $1,500. He owes so-and-so this amount. And they're like, okay, we're going to give you the stamps. Boom. Can you talk to your people, keep everyone under control, and sweep this under the rug? I'm going to try, man. Probably cost, I need about $500 to fix this. Don't worry about it. They go in there safe. Give them the $500. Guess what? Everybody's locked down. They start sending the shot callers into the units. Hey, man, we're giving you free reign. Go talk to your people. Go door to door. Make sure everybody knows everything's cool. They tell them, look, man, everything's cool. This is what happened, man. There was a beef back there. We're going to let this shit ride. And don't make them look soft. People know the DC dudes are going to go hard. But, this is what really... And people start making up shit, man. Dude slapped dude, and then that's what happened. And he got his licks in. And they ship both of them dudes. They're down there in the hole. And they're gone. So no riot happened on that day, right? Thank God. You better believe that dudes were thinking like, wow, man, I'm not trying to die in here. There's some dudes were probably thinking about, man, I'm going to tie my door closed. Educational moment about prison. How do you tie your door closed in prison? When the cops lock your door, right, we had these batteries. And we were able to wedge these batteries. You could beat these batteries into the little door handle that we got, right? And people would braid a sheet. You have no idea. When you wet a sheet and you braid that, you have no idea how strong that is. You would lasso it onto that battery, tie it to your door. They try to open your door. They can't move it. It's stuck on that battery, man. That battery is in there, man, like wedged in there. It's not coming out. I've seen dudes tie themselves into their cells. And the cops can't get them out. Cops are coming to get them. Seen another dude do some kind of trick with a toothbrush where they couldn't open his door. But anyway, these are the things that happen in federal prison. So right now you should probably be thinking, and we can talk about that Bubba Sparks video. I actually showed the video footage of dude hitting him up. And dude dies right there in the shower, right? Sometimes somebody in prison, remember this, somebody in federal prison could do something to someone in E block. And it can affect you in A block. You could end up dead because of what someone did. And that's what could have happened with Delmar. Like I said, man, the kid was crazy. He'd say, yo, bro, I'm about to climb up in the ceiling right here and steal some steel rebar. Watch out for me. Make sure the cops ain't here. And you're like, what? He's already climbing. Now you're in a position where if you don't look out for him, you're the police. And he's going to come down there and try to jump on you. So you're like, all right, man. You're looking around. He's up there stealing steel rebar, cutting the shit out of the ceiling in the kitchen. You're like, damn, bro, you're like 30 feet high. Are you out of your mind, bro? He's like, man, don't trip. Hold on. Federal prison, dangerous place. Nothing nice. I like to say that it's nothing nice because I want you to know that in your head that if I go to federal prison, there's nothing nice here for me. There's nothing nice. You could end up dead because someone else made a bad decision. Someone else wanted to go around and, take other people's stuff and not pay their debts. We had another incident in USP Lee where, there's a white kid. What the hell was his name, man? Not Debo. I forgot what his name was now. White kid, man, he rides with the blacks. He's in the black car. These dudes are over there, these white supremacist dudes from Cali, hitting the dude with rocks while he's on the softball field. He finds out. He's like, yo, man. He's looking around, people hitting him. He's like, yo, man, you hit me with them rocks? And this is when shit was real right here. This is one time when the whole yard got quiet. Dude's hitting the dude with the rocks. I think me and Dog had talked about this. You're like, and dude's like, yo, pop, pop. And he pieces dude up. And I'm expecting, because this kid Jordan, right, that was his name, all tatted up, blasted on the face. I think I spoke about this before. But I'm thinking Jordan's about to respond. He's about to fire back. All the shit he talks. Running around here like, your baby H. What's up? And he didn't swing back. Ain't that crazy? Grown ass man, gang member, someone pieces you up. What prison are you going to next? Some of these dudes teach this stuff where, hey, man, you got to go hard until you die. You got to go hard until they take your life. And I expected that from this kid. And I expected things to erupt. But you want me to tell you the truth? I'm happy that it didn't. I'm happy that things did not erupt. Because I wasn't trying to die in there. And I wasn't trying to kill nothing either. You ever hear that saying? You ain't trying to kill nothing. You ain't trying to fight nothing. You ain't trying to. Yeah, I wasn't trying to do nothing. Just trying to be easy, man. And make it out of this place. Why? Because I got a family I care about, man. And that's the same thing that you should be thinking about. Other incidents, USP Lee. White kid jumps on a black dude that stole some dope from him there in the count. Told him, hey, man, wait till after the count. Could have put us in a position where we could have been massacred. Let me tell you something, right? Anybody that says that they've ever been in a position where, there's everything's on the verge of being a race riot and they weren't nervous, they weren't scared, they're lying to you. I don't care if you're black, white, Mexican. If you're out there, it's just natural. It's your natural instinct. Your heart's pumping and you're like, damn, you're looking around. What should I do? Should I put my back to the fence? I got a weapon over here. I can't get to it. Maybe I might have to pick up a couple of these rocks. Yeah, hit you in the head with a rock if I have to. Not that I want to, but I will. This is the position that you'll be in federal prison. This is how real it is, man. Thank God, like I said, Delmar didn't really set the fire off, but it had potential. It had potential. And sometimes you just get around these dudes that are just goofy, man. Goofy. They don't think about consequences. They don't think about other people. All they care about is themselves. Now, let's not get it twisted. I mean, you're in federal prison with killers and robbers and gangsters and drug addicts and drug dealers, all different walks of life in here. When that door slams, you don't think everybody's like, hey, man, I'm an honorable man. I'm going to worry about my brother. I'm going to worry about my bro right here. No, that's not how it works. Most people in federal prison are selfish. They care only about themselves. Of course, if something happens with you or they're riding with you, they're eating with you, they're like, man, that's my dude. I'm going out with him, man. I'm going hard for my boy, man. I ain't playing, man. I'm with you, dog. And a lot of times, man, it's the dudes that are loud and boisterous that are not with you. When you see stuff like where I had an incident in Youngstown, Ohio, where we had an issue over the TV. And John, you might be watching. And John, we didn't have a TV. Like I said, man, and that was in Ohio, Youngstown, Ohio. What the hell was it? NEOCC. We didn't have a TV. We wanted to watch UFC. And me and the Spanish kid, we battled it out. Let the best man win. We ended up watching UFC that night. But then the white dude's over there like, hey, man, that guy's an asshole. I can't believe he tried to take your guys' TV. He's over here smiling in our face and saying shit like that to them. Right? Not on no racial shit. All we want to do is watch UFC one night. And we couldn't even do that. So we had to fight for the TV. And John did that bullshit. like playing both sides of the fence, like Judas Iscariot. And had to tag John up a little bit, man. Doesn't make me a tough guy. I get my ass beat too. But we had to tag him up. But anyway, this is what you're dealing with. You walk into federal prison, this is what you're dealing with. Yeah, I can tell you the stories about people getting stabbed up and killed, but it doesn't always have to be that way. I can tell you when I seen so-and-so, doesn't have to be that way, man. What we do today is we tell you, hey, look, don't put yourself in this position because it's other people that could cost you your life, man. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, what are you worth? What are you worth? Blood on the Razor Wire TV with respect. Until tomorrow, we're out.